It's the Dynasty front office, and we are building championships one trade at a time. I'm your host, Jesse Schneeman, and I'm here with the three best friends anyone could ever have, starting with the auspicious Austin Bell. How you doing tonight, Austin?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
I'm amazing.
I'm glad we're back live on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is where the pressure hits. I feel like Bryce Young in the pocket. Just elite pressure awareness. I'm ready to go.
Wow. Oh. My main man, Chad Mendoza, pull us out of this tailspin.
Look, right in it. He's like a Giants QB.
Unmute yourself, sir.
Yeah, there we go. No, we're off to a strong start, guys. So yeah, I'm doing good. Tailspin continues. Go ahead, Mike.
Major Mike Casper, how are you tonight, Mike?
I do not have a job, but I am happy. It's been a great week.
You have a fallback.
Yeah, this podcast, can you tell?
Yeah. Oh.
All right. Off to an auspicious start, Austin.
That's what I'm here for, buddy. That is what I'm here for.
Okay. All right. Well, we are live on YouTube. It's Thursday night, 10 o'clock. Join us every Thursday night at 10 o'clock, and then look for the podcast feed on Fridays. Mike, why don't you tell everybody where they can find us when we're not podcasting?
Yeah, like Jason said, YouTube and Facebook at the Dynasty front office, Twitter X at front office FF, and the link to our Discord. Get in our Discord. We've already got some good trade questions, things like that going on. So link is in the description. So join our Discord. It's free.
Yeah, Discord.
It has been fun.
On this episode, we will have Trade Banger of the Week, a 2025 rookie mock draft, followed by our rookie flag plants, and then a little overtime, off the clock fun with pop culture. You all ready to roll?
Let's do it. So I'm going to start this off with our Trade Banger of the Week. This is prime time, baby. As we mentioned, our Discord's a good spot for this. I believe this came in through the Discord. So it's a 12-team Superflex, 0.5 tight end premium. Side 1 received Brian Thomas and a playoff projected 2026 first. And Team 2 received Lad McConkey and Breece Hall. We'll let whichever one wants to go first. Let's let Jesse go first. Mr. Host, tell us what you think.
It is a banger. It's a hell of a banger. It's tough. So you look at it like definitely BTJ over Lad, but how much? And are we sure about that?
I am sure about that. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but
I mean, Lad's really got no competition for targets as far as.
But Keenan Allen just signed.
Yeah, and they have Quentin Johnston.
Yeah, right.
Dropping
so like
passes in already.
Lad's got no competition. I can't think of a number one wide receiver with less competition for targets. So that tells me that he could definitely put up at least a better year than BTJ. So it's close.
Maybe Trey's good.
Maybe Trey.
Yeah,
is good.
that is true. We were about to just ignore their second round pick.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay. Like that's not. I mean, that's really.
We'll
he's
see
a
where
similar
he goes tonight,
mold
I
of
guess.
BTJ,
Guess we know Jesse's not going to take him.
No, I mean Trey Harris is okay.
a similar mold.
But he's just.
I did not say the same player. Similar mold.
The 2026 first is not enough to overcome Breece Hall to me. I don't think I can get Breece Hall at the back end of a 26 first. You know, because I think it's close enough between Lad and BTJ, Breece Hall is way more valuable than a playoff first to me.
Can I counter argument that? I don't even know which side I would want, but I think you could get last year's Breece Hall with the 26 first. So are we projecting a much better Breece Hall in the future? I mean, I am.
Yeah,
I
am.
It is something we have to think about. He didn't. One, the Jets' offense was atrocious. Everything in the offense was atrocious outside of Garrett Wilson. That being said, we got to hope we see a better Breece this year for that to be a true statement. Because otherwise, you can get an upside running back in the mid to late first of a rookie draft every year.
I think Brees was fine last year. It's just that the offense was broken. I think it was Chad that said it last week really well about James Cook, that I don't care if Brees Hall gets a contract from the Jets. Good. I hope he doesn't get a contract from the Jets. He'll be a priority free agent on the ARPA market, and the team that brings him in is going to really want him and will feature him.
Yeah, and he is still young enough.
I mean, he's Brees Hall. He's one of the fastest running backs in the NFL.
With guys in this range, with running backs in this range at their age, right? We're talking about James Cook and Brees Hall and guys like that. If they leave their team, I mean, yeah, like Jesse was saying, that I mentioned last week, they're going to a team that is going to pay them, like not just pay them, going to pay them. To me, it's a wash, right? And for Brees Hall especially, it's probably a better scenario. It's probably the best scenario is him leaving the Jets, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I think this offseason kind of didn't do the running back market too much justice as it did last year with Saquon and Henry and all the bigger hitters. Whereas, this offseason, man, if Brees is there, and after all the teams seeing, what Saquon went for, as far as the contract that he signed initially, what he's able to do there, I think it's going to be a no-brainer for Brees. I'd personally take the Latin Brees side because I do anticipate a better season from him. I don't know if a late first does it for me. I'd probably like another second on top of it there. Obviously, if I'm rebuilding, I guess, but I think your chances of getting something close to what Brees could be for the next 2 years is a little tough, but not terrible. But I think it's about a second short, just in my opinion.
I think it's a fair trade. Definitely a fair trade. I think it's a bad trade. Pretty easily the Brees and Ladd side for me. Not even a question. Especially with the incoming arrival of the competition there are going to be some question marks with how involved in the offense he is, but Brian Thomas Jr. is still going to have significant competition from an elite prospect. That's not nothing. And then also when we look at Ladd and we talked about the competition and everything, he's also getting a second year in the offense where, maybe early on he didn't really look great. He looked fine, but he didn't look great. And later in the season just really started coming on, and you can tell there's a player there. I think we see a continuation of that year too. Brees Hall, I think if you're selling Brees Hall for the price he's going this offseason, you're doing the wrong thing here because this guy's a good player. We talked about the potential of him moving to a different team and what that could potentially do for him, but also even just on the Jets with, new dynamics in the front office and everything. I just think they recognize he is a good player and it's going to be something where we see a bounce back and not just value, but also in form here for Brees. So I'm really excited about the two players on that side. Not saying I'm not excited for Brian Thomas, just a little bit of question marks as far as the elite value that I'm seeing him go for this offseason.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair enough. So again, all right, back to what is Brees Hall's value? 2 firsts?
No.
I don't know how many people are paying that, to be honest.
I don't think anyone will pay that.
All right. Well, would you rather have Brees Hall or Jeremiah Love?
Probably depends on my roster. If I'm trying to score points, obviously Brees because I'm getting another year. But if you're going to tell me I can get, at this moment, the 101 next year.
Really? You think he'll be the 101 over all those quarterbacks? I think
we don't know what quarterbacks come out. That's the thing. There's only 1 or 2 that have to come out.
But there's so many of them that I think there'll be 2 or 3 that are
sure,
above.
But you're still saying an early first, which at least puts in the discussion. We've seen if Love comes and has even a similar kind of hype to what Genty did, and I do think they're similar prospects at this point in each of their careers. We could see an astronomical rise. Now, again, assuming I'm playing in a Dynasty football league, I'm going to take the guy that can get me points. So just a single early first would not be enough. But it is an interesting discussion if you're thinking of the quote-unquote Devy life or the C2C stuff where they can score you points anyway.
Mike, what do you think?
I had to look up Jeremiah Love.
Well,
so, even though I saw I was like, wait, I remember the name, but I had to recall what position. I was like, did he mean Jeremiah Smith? Isn't that the 2027?
Mike's not a college football guy.
I am. I love college football, but I'm not big into watching every single team play.
Well, let's just call it a high first.
Is Brees worth that? I mean, so you think about the guys going there, right? Like Marion Hampton's going well before Brees. Travion Henderson or Brees?
That's a good question.
I'm taking Brees easily.
Yeah.
I'm taking Travion.
What about O'Marion Hampton?
I'm taking Hampton, but I'm so high on Hampton.
I'm taking Hampton. Yeah, I'm pretty high on Hampton too.
Even though they just lost their left
I'm
tackle,
not
Rashawn Slater.
high on Hampton, but I'll still take Hampton. Yes, that injury is devastating.
Devastating.
By the way, like that's not good.
Really
for
bad. I don't know who
anyone
their
on that
backup is,
offense.
but yeah,
It's not Rashawn Slater. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Yeah, I hear you. It's not many teams that can fill in for an entire season with their backup.
No, that's not.
Didn't he just resign
so
too?
devastating. Yeah, he did. I think it was last week. I actually thought this trade was closer than I think all y'all kind of said. I think BTJ is one of the few players that can give you the top 3 wide receiver discussion this time next offseason. I don't believe Ladd is that type of player. I think he can be a wide receiver 1 as he already is in Dynasty, but I don't believe that he's going to be in that Chase, JJ, Lamb discussion, whereas I do believe Brian Thomas is that type of asset. So you'll have people like Chad, who's been high on Ladd from the get-go, that could view him as that top 3, top 4 asset. But I think Ladd's more of the Amon-Ra mold, that type of player, and we don't view them as valuable, even though they are. Whereas BTJ is that big Jamar Chase style, that big boom player that gives you those 80-yard touchdowns. And in the Dynasty community, we enjoy that more. So it feels like there is the ceiling gap. So a first does make it interesting for me, because I think it would take me more than just any second from go to Ladd to BTJ. So it makes it interesting. That being said, I'll take the 2-player side, but I did think it was a very interesting trade from a ceiling standpoint.
So my argument's not so much that I think Ladd is likely or even capable of being a top 3 wide receiver, because I think that's a very, very high bar. I really don't. I just have my doubts about throwing Brian Thomas in there as well, just because of the competition they brought in and how highly I think of the player that's going to be across the field from him. You have your guys like Jamar Chase that can do it, but they also have an extremely elite quarterback playing every down, getting the ball to top tier wide receivers. I just don't see that in Jacksonville. I think there's going to be a little bit more spread on that offense. You can say, okay, Evan Ingram's gone, but there's other players coming in as well. But there's just a little bit more as far as what that offense is going to look like. There's more question marks for me. If there was nobody of that caliber brought in, and I'm obviously talking about Travis Hunter here, but if there was nobody like that brought into this offense and Brian Thomas was just Brian Thomas from last year in that same situation, or maybe even just without Evan Ingram, I would be super excited for it. Now there's a significant hurdle for me for top 1, 2, 3 production from him.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I understand that. I meant more of the ceiling, not of what I think they do this coming year. I just think as a Dynasty community, we're more likely to they could have almost the exact same season, which they realistically kind of did at the second half of the season. And we view BTJ, I mean, I think everybody said at least a second apart for Ladd now.
Yeah.
So if he does it again, he's going to be viewed above Lamb this coming off season, and it could be JJ and Chase depending on their seasons as well.
Yeah, I agree with that, Austin. I think it's similar to the conversation we were having in the Discord about MHJ versus JSN.
Yeah, very similar.
Yeah, where it's just the perception, the community perception that it'd be so much easier for people to see BTJ as a top 3 guy than Ladd. And same with MHJ over JSN, just because of the type of receivers they are.
Mm-hmm.
Big outside
Absolutely.
receivers. People just see that as a number.
The alpha.
Yeah,
Yep.
Right.
So I think it's interesting. I think it's a trade that could work out great for both sides, and I totally understand why Chad says it's a terrible trade, because if Brees does what we all believe he can, it looks silly, assuming the two receivers do what they believe as well. But a first is the safest asset in Dynasty.
If I look at the most likely scenarios of every piece, in that trade, I just come out saying, hey, one side is not just significantly better in season as far as like the potential for a value increase, but also it's safer in my opinion. Even with the first being on the other side, it's just a safer side because I think Ladd's floor is really high. I don't anticipate any significant drop from him. Just like I don't anticipate any significant drop from Brian Thomas. But Breece Hall, I mean, that is such a big value bump if he can be just a top 10 running back, top 8 running back, which I think is fairly easy for him in any kind of decent offense this year.
All right. That's the trade banger of the week. If you want to be part of the trade banger of the week, send us your trades in Discord. That means you have to join the Discord first. You'll find the link in the show notes. Y'all ready to mock it out?
Yes, my favorite.
Mock it up.
Yeah, this is exciting. It's exciting that we get the draft. I just actually had a rookie draft the other day, believe it or not. So
Oh my gosh.
this is the reason we're doing this is because for the most experienced Dynasty players like ourselves and our core audience, our rookie seasons are over. But there are a lot of a little more casual players than us that like to do their rookie drafts around the same time as redraft because they want to get the camp notes, which, by the way, Jaden Blue went at 112.
Shoo!
Yeah, don't listen
Oh
to the
my
camp notes,
gosh.
guys. Come on.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you got to know the talent of the player, way more important than the position that they might be in right now, this moment. That's why we decided to do this. So we give you guys some context and also some context on some things that have changed, like Quinshawn and Scataboo. We've gotten a little clarity on. So we're going to do this for you guys tonight, and then we are going to get back to our regular coverage of just veterans next week. Actually, next week, maybe some second-year breakouts.
Should be fun.
Right on. Who's going first in this supposed mock draft?
I am. I'm going to take the cake pick and let y'all have fun the rest of the way. I'll take Ashton Genty for the Raiders. It's nice and simple. There's nothing else to it, and we can move on. There's really probably one of the better RB prospects I've scouted in the last 5 years, I guess. And it's a lot of fun, man. He's just an automatic pick, and the Raiders are going to use the living heck out of him.
Yeah, that's Shaw.
All right. I'm gonna go Hampton at 2. I really like it, especially with Najee's eye mishap. He's walking laps, I guess. So I'll take Hampton. I really like the role that he can have there to really be a workhorse.
So we did mention this is super flex, 0.5 tight end premium, the Lord scoring.
Yeah.
All right, Chad, you're up.
Yeah, this one's tough because man, I was hoping Amari and Hampton went 3 to me there, but I'm gonna go Travis Hunter.
Wow,
Spicy.
okay.
Mike, tell me why you want Hampton at 2.
I just want the running back, especially for this year. And I think a rookie that can be the workhorse right away is insanely valuable to. Honestly, I also don't trust Trevor Lawrence at all. I'm really worried about what's going to happen there. To be completely honest, but I like. It's not like the Slater injury was super devastating, but I just really like having the running back that can be all-purpose, get all the touches kind of guy. Especially with the Najee injury, I think that's definitely awesome. In a division where they're going to have to score a lot.
Yeah, one-eyed Najee's going to make it interesting for week 1.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm up at 104.
Yes, sir.
It's a tough call. Travion Henderson obviously is a great pick here. I found out while doing a real draft the other day that I actually have Ted above Travis Hunter. And I found that out just by doing some soul searching.
Welcome to the club.
Well, it's also that, again, competition for targets. Ted might have competition for targets, but it's not Travis Hunter or Brian Thomas Jr. level competition. I really have Ted above Hunter, and also the camp notes that just came out. Who are you guys doing the practice against?
The Browns.
The Browns. Yeah, the notes came out from that Ted is looking like the real deal, and that's from the Browns beat reporters. Yeah. So when you hear the other team calling out the other team's players, that's what makes me really take notice. So I would love to take Ted here, but I'm not going to. It's a super flex. I just wanted to make that point that I have Ted above Travis Hunter. It's super flex. So I'm taking Cam Ward. Two Chad Mendozas.
And why are you taking him here? Just because it's super flex?
Yeah, it's super flex. He's the 101, so he's going to get a lot of insulation. Even if he doesn't have a stellar year, he's still going to have value insulation. And I can either trade him and re-roll in a quarterback next year, or continue to have belief in him and roll with him. Either way, I like Cam Ward. Biggest reason I like Cam Ward is Greg Cosell's in on him. So I trust that guy's evaluations way more than my own. So Cam Ward it is.
He's looked really good. He looks like he fits. I'd be really interested to see him play in a game setting to see how he does with timing, because that was his biggest flaw for me as a prospect. Not like I'm some quarterback guru, but he really likes to hold the ball. I want to see if he can run an offense on time. And if he can, I think he can absolutely be successful. He's got the arm. He's got the mobility within the pocket. I'd be really interested to see how that goes.
All right, 105.
Y'all made it easy for me, so I appreciate you, because I was going to take Cam Ward because I felt like I had to. But I get to take my man, Toria McMillan, receiver for the Panthers. He's just smashed in every facet so far. The hands are just incredible, and you can tell the way Canales is scheming the offense that he's going to be probably the 1 and the 2 read in most options. And it already seems like Bryce has figured out that he can just throw it near him and he will catch it. So the only negative I heard out of camp is that JC Horn and Mike Jackson have been pressing him a lot, and he struggled a little bit to get off the press. But those are 2 great physical corners for him to work against. The rest of the stuff, I mean, his hands are just truly incredible to watch.
Iron sharpens iron.
Yep.
So that's, Quinyon versus AJ Brown in practice every day. I wish I could watch that.
Absolutely. All right, Mike.
I think I'm gonna go kind of chalk here. I'm just gonna go Travion Henderson. I've heard, from what I've heard, it's been nothing but positive stuff out of camp as well for him. Ramondre Stevenson does not scare me at all. He was a slug last year. I had him on a couple of teams. So someone that can be all down, 3 down back, again, at 106, 107 mid first, I'll take that all day.
Yeah, and he's going to see the field early and often due to his pass protection. Yeah, and absolutely, and receiving work. It's the pass protection, some of the best I've ever seen, much less looked at as a half-ass scout. It's impressive stuff.
Yeah, and if you're already taking most or all of the receiving work, the 3rd down work, he's automatically going to have some of the 1st and 2nd down work, just because Ramondre Stevenson isn't getting all of it. He's not a good enough back to get all of it. So automatically he's got to be 50% off the bat. And I just think he's so much better of a back than Ramondre. I think the least efficient back in the NFL last year. So it'll be pretty exciting to watch.
Yeah,
I can't let that go. This is where it gets fun, though.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
What you got for us, Chad?
Yeah, Chad.
Yeah, this one's really, really tough. And for me, this is where it starts getting definitely team dependent. The 2 guys that I'm really looking at here are Tyler Warren and Caleb Johnson, guys that I personally really like. So kind of a coin flip. If it was 0.75 premium, I'd probably go Tyler Warren, but just for the sake of it, I love this player. I think I absolutely would not be shocked if he won Rookie of the Year this season. I'm going to go Caleb Johnson.
Wow. Rookie of the
Year. I like the bold statement.
All right. Well, I was fist pumping a little because I haven't gotten a Tyler Warren share yet. So at least in a mock draft, I might get one.
Imaginary share. There you go.
I want to talk about Caleb, though, a little bit.
Yeah.
Does it concern you, Chad, that he's 3rd on the depth chart behind Kenneth Gainwell?
No. I mean, anybody that's freaking out about depth charts before preseason games have kicked off is kind of weird.
But Mike, isn't RJ Harvey listed as the 5th running back in Denver?
Yeah, we'll get to that later.
That one cracked me up. Sean Payton is such a jerk.
It's so fitting.
He literally does it to every single. He does it to every single rookie. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Yeah, back to Caleb. We've gone over this quite a bit. Well, that's before we started this feed, but just the way the Steelers coaching has talked about him since they drafted him, and the fit is perfect. He fits Arthur Smith's zone scheme lovely. and they just keep calling him a volume back. So Tyler Warren's there, and Tyler Warren's a very good back. Don't get me wrong. So the path to elite touches might take a while and might even take an injury, but he'll get there. Even if it's not until next season, I have a long-term view of Caleb Johnson just being rock solid. And I mean, can't really do better at 107.
It was nice seeing just touching on Tyler Warren real quick. It was nice seeing him play really well this first preseason game. I don't know if you guys caught any of it, but
he's going to be so good.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see any of it.
It was fun. It was fun watching him on the field in the Colts uniform.
But the Eagles happened to be on at the same time playing the Bengals. Bengals offense and defense, starting offense and defense, played the entire first quarter.
I saw their offense torched y'all's second defense.
Yeah, not too worried about that.
Because they haven't for the past
As they
couple
should.
years.
Yeah, good for them.
They always
Finally
look
learning.
so sluggish. Yeah.
If any coach in the NFL ever put Keely Ringo on Jamar Chase in a real game, they should be fired.
Doesn't it look like they like one isn't even a pro?
Yeah, it really did. It honestly, on the one touchdown, on Chase's touchdown, it really did look.
Yeah, it looked like Jamar Chase just showed up at the park and started playing with the kids. Nothing against Ringo, but just saying, that's how good Chase is. It's kind of scary watching him against
non-player. I think Adoree Jackson
corners
is going to beat him out, Chad. So that should tell you.
Yeah, not good.
All right. All that being said, I will take Tyler Warren, 0.5 premium. The other choices here are RJ Harvey would be the pick if it weren't Warren, but again, I don't have a share. I just think the Colts are going to use him in just probably very similar way that he was used in college. He's lining up in the backfield. If he's like a true H-back out there, lining up all over the place, getting touches all over the place, it's going to be really fun for fantasy, and I want a piece.
I'm so glad you've come around to the Tyler Warren is a baller phase, and Indianapolis landing spot doesn't matter.
Yeah, we'll all get there.
Yeah, I always loved the player, but it was the Anthony Richardson of it all. Now that you have at least a below average NFL quarterback throwing to him, I'm good with it. Anthony Richardson is not even below average, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say Tyler Warren's a better prospect than Brock Bowers by any fashion, but Brock Bowers put up the receiving record for yardage his last year in college, a little bit over 1,000. Tyler Warren broke it by over 400 yards his last year in college. Wow. So, yeah, just shows that he can be the center point of an offense, which I don't think he's going to need to be, but he can be. And that's huge for a tight end. There aren't a lot of them in the league that have the ability to be the 1A in an offense. And I believe he does.
Best pass catcher on the team already. And I think really highly of Michael Pittman and Josh Downs. Yeah. And Adonai Mitchell for that.
Yeah.
AD Mitchell.
Who, by the way, spoiler for an upcoming episode, guy might break out a little. He might actually
do something to do better than last year.
Well, I think he might actually.
He's got to do something.
Might take Alec Pierce's job.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Let's start with being a wide receiver 3, AD Mitchell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, please.
All right.
I'm next, and I guess I'm going to take RJ Harvey here. I don't love it.
Dang it.
But it feels like the quote-unquote safest pick, and I'm really devastated leaving a player on the board. Matter of fact, screw that. No, I'm not. Taking my boy Quinshon Judkins. I'll take the suspension. I just think he's too good of a player. I can't let him slide anymore. I about forgot that he was there, but I'm taking him, and it's just I'm going to live with the suspension and not going to get into personal matters and believe that he's going to be a fantasy relevant player on my team for many years to come.
Yeah, it's an interesting take. Quinshon Judkins at 109. I don't think that's too far out of the norm before the incident, maybe a couple picks later than consensus, but it's still very talented players. He's still, amongst there, especially with RJ Harvey. I don't think anybody bats an eye if some of these other players are taken ahead of him, just because I think they're all respectably talented players. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of surprising to still, have him go this early. For me, I think if most rookie drafts were to go now, he's probably sneaking closer to the second round, maybe even, into the 201, 202, 203 spots. But I think with all the players we've seen kind of skate past on some of the punishment side of things and come back and produce. It's not crazy.
Hell no.
Jesse,
I
where
just
did he
need to
go
say-
in your draft?
I just want to
Harvey?
say that people haven't been listening to us. Don't know how high I was on Judkins. I had him 2 pre-draft and post-draft, and so willingly taking him as the 5th running back off the board is just something I just couldn't wait any longer. Like I said, I had on my screen, I had him scroll past because I forgot he was at the top. So I couldn't go any further. I can't let my pre-draft go off of just what I'm assuming to be at most 6 games from his NFL career.
I'm not assuming anything. He hasn't even had a court date yet. Hell no, I'm taking RJ Harvey all day. Mike, just to answer your question, it's a 1 QB league, no premium, no tight end premium. Harvey went 104.
Well, I think he was wondering where Judkins went.
Where Judkins went.
Oh, Judkins, he went 109, I think. Yeah, it was same spot.
Okay.
But yeah, I would take Harvey in a heartbeat over him. I
Yeah,
had 105 and 106. I took Tet and which was the first wide receiver off the board, and Caleb.
Yeah, I'll definitely take Harvey here. We'll be talking about him a little bit more later, I think. But I'm pretty high on him. Obviously, resident Denver fan, right? So it sucks. I don't actually think I have any Dynasty shares of RJ Harvey. So that boat's probably going to pass me by. But I'm pretty excited about him. I'm excited about this is the first optimism I think I've had in Denver for a while. And I think Harvey's going to deliver.
It sounds like you need to go trade for him. As a Denver fan, and you're high on him, and you don't have any shares. Like, what kind of fandom are you doing here, buddy? Dynasty's about having fun.
Mike, I got you.
Dude, I'm trying, right? The problem is, Austin. I just win so many championships that I don't usually have my first.
Your mic
and
knew
so
you
he
were
was
lying.
nowhere in my rookie draft.
It cut you out for winning championships. Your mic knew that you weren't telling the truth.
Mike, I got you covered. In Battle of the Bands League, I have RJ Harvey. We can talk.
It'll only take Saquon.
I'm not in that league.
Jesse's
totally
like,
not.
I'm in this random league. I'm in this random league. Let's talk about it. Mike's like, what are you talking about?
I literally commissioned the league, and Mike joined this offseason. So, Mike, you are in there. I'm pretty sure.
No, he's not.
No, but yeah, RJ Harvey. Oh man, it's great.
It's interesting for us, as us guys. We didn't move Harvey at all since realistically right after the NFL draft when we did a mock. Then it seems I feel like most of the community would have him. Probably at 107 at the latest. So I feel like it's a little interesting. We didn't move him any higher. Was there, is there a reason, or we just like the guys more that we still believed in more at the time? Is there anything else? Anybody?
No, there's no reason to do that.
Okay.
So RJ Harvey is very talented. He's electric, but and he's in a great situation in Denver where I think they're going to use him the way he should be used. They're going to use him like Alvin Kamara. It's gonna be great, but the players above him are just more talented and just are better suited to put up fantasy numbers. It's really a talented draft class. It's a great first round this year.
I was personally, I was gonna say I would have taken him ahead of Caleb Johnson and Judkins, to be completely honest. That's just me, kind of personal preference, and I think it's close.
And the age does have to factor in at least a little bit. Just because it makes him an outlier.
That is true.
Yeah, I think I was. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I was significantly higher on RJ Harvey than anyone here.
Yeah, that was pre-draft. You were
pre-draft. Yeah. He was my fifth rated running back, and I still have him there. I like him a lot. I think he's an incredibly talented player. I just have doubts about year one success, the way that some people are expecting him to have it. I think he's going to be good. I don't see it likely in the way that I see, Caleb Johnson's, because I just don't think Jalen Warren's that good. J.K. Dobbins, if he's able to stay healthy, I think is still a pretty good football player. So it's going to be interesting to see how that offense works. I just think there's a lot of talent on it. There's still just some question marks about how it's going to run. I know Caleb Johnson's going to be a volume back. Like, I just know it. That's just, I think, what is the likeliest scenario. call me crazy, I would think about RJ Harvey, Henderson after Caleb Johnson. That's how much I think of Caleb. I mean, that's how highly I am on him. But the next two guys for me are RJ Harvey and Travion Henderson, and they would be the two that I'm like, I'm not sure on which one I'd pick.
All right, well, you're up.
Yeah, Chad.
Chaddington.
This is a tough one. This is a really, really tough one. I'm gonna go with the I'm gonna go with the tight end. I'm gonna go with Colson Loveland and just say, hey, I don't know that Colson Loveland's gonna be a year one success. I have my doubts there. I think he's gonna struggle a little bit, but if there is a talent like Colson Loveland at tight end that I can get in this range, I'm happy with it, and I think he's gonna ultimately find his feet in Chicago. Hopefully, Caleb Williams can turn it on this year, but yeah, I'm happy enough with it. I like Tyler Warren significantly better, as far as like the situation and the player goes. But like I said, Colson Loveland 111 sounds good to me.
It's funny, just thinking about Tyler Warren again, just go back to that real quick. Hawkinson was not as good a prospect, not even, I guess close, but just.
Yeah, I think Hawkinson was a very good prospect.
He was very similar.
I think Warren's a much better player. I really was high on Hawkinson, but Hawkinson went so high in the draft comparably. Maybe it just had to do with the players around him, but I feel like maybe people have gotten burned on tight ends since then and aren't willing to go as high.
I think it's a little bit of also you've got a pretty good tight end class. Like this, not just the two top guys that are here, but also as you get deeper into the tight ends, there's some guys that can maybe make some noise year one where you're not shocked if they're able to do something. So maybe not in the same way that Tyler Warren and Colson Loveland are, just because they're super high draft picks in the NFL draft. But, guys like Arroyo, like Gadsden, like Ferguson, those are really good players.
Yeah, I agree.
You forgot Mason Taylor, but yeah, you're making the point that I'm going to make later in the podcast.
Jesse, what you got?
You're up, Jesse.
112 is a little tough. There's two guys I want here. With the news that Godwin may not be ready to start the season, I'm going Egbuka. But I have him neck and neck with Golden.
Yeah, you made it easy on me because I agree with you.
Yeah, Egbuka is just going to, he in a couple of years is going to be viewed as a pros pro. He's going to be one of those guys that is always in the right spot, just has consummate hands. It is just, again, a pros pro, will get out there and do dirty work, will do whatever the team asks him. I think he can develop into a flanker slot, not just a slot, be utilized around the formation. And I think he's going to be a lock for 90 to 110 catches, 1,100 yards every year.
Well, I'll review round one before we move on to the 201. At 1-1 was Ashton Genty, 1-2 Amari Hampton, 1-3 Travis Hunter, 1-4 Cam Ward, 1-5 Terry McMillan, 1-6 Travion Henderson, 1-7 Caleb Johnson, 1-8 Tyler Warren, 1-9 Quinshon Judkins, 1-10 RJ Harvey, 1-11 Colston Loveland, and 1-12 Emeka Egbuka. Anything stick out? Anything we're like, holy moly, or we just feel good about the 12 and let's keep rolling?
It looks pretty normal to me.
Yeah,
Keep rolling.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, well, 2-1. I'll take the other receiver, Matthew Golden. Feels like he's going to be the main guy in Green Bay sooner than later. Pretty much everybody's there had their opportunity to be the alpha, and none of them have really shown it, whether that's from injuries or lack of production. So give it another shot. They actually drafted a first-round receiver. Let's see if this guy who's shown insanely high ceiling at Texas at times, let's see if he can be consistent in the NFL and be a playmaker for a quarterback who absolutely loves to throw the deep ball. Golden should be excelling that route as well.
Yeah, I can't argue. I think that anybody that faded Golden in this range made a mistake if they did their rookie drafts, back in May.
Yeah. Well, easy for me here. I'll take Jackson Dart. So in a super flex league, to be able to get a first round quarterback at 2-2 doesn't happen a whole lot. Obviously, I think it's going to be slow. I'm not sure. Slow year maybe for him, Chad. I don't know how he's been looking in camp so far, what the outlook is, but I just can't, in Dynasty, just can't let a first round quarterback fall further than that. So Dart here.
Yeah, it's training camp, but he's looked really good. Jackson Dart, I almost took him at 111. Just hard to pass up on the tight end and tight end premium. But I think anybody passing up on quarterback late in the draft here who has any remote need for a quarterback is making a hell of a mistake. So
I forgot.
yeah, I
So
mean
you forgot Dart was there.
Yeah, I did.
he's not probably not going to play this year, which is likely a good thing. But the coaching staff is absolutely in love with him. He has the personality. He looks like he has the talent. It's going to be interesting to see, how year one shakes out if Russ is able to really hold on to the job all year. If the team starts to struggle, but I don't anticipate that happening. I think they'll win just enough games to where Russ can stay in that QB1 position, and Jackson Dart takes over the reins next year, which is going to be awesome because you'll get that offseason value spike.
Yeah, it's a super safe second round pick here. It's so insulated. Basically, you're just getting an extension of another first round pick, realistically.
You basically traded your second for first, essentially.
Yeah, for a playoff first.
All right, Chad, you're up.
Yeah, it does feel a little like Penix last year.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I guess JJ too.
So I'm gonna go. This is a really, really tough range for me. A lot of players that I really like here, but I'm gonna go with Trey Harris. Yeah, there's some intriguing aspects of that offense. I've talked about it in here that I don't think they're going to be a very high volume passing offense. Probably the opposite. They're probably going to be pretty run heavy. But I do really like the mold of Trey Harris in a run heavy offense. I think there's bound to be some weeks where he just pops off, and I think people are really going to get excited for a player like Trey Harris, in an offense that has a quarterback like Justin Herbert. So I think people are kind of itching for that premier alpha wide receiver, and he kind of fits that a little bit.
There's nothing better in the world that could have happened to him than the Mike Williams injury and subsequent retirement, which I think pretty obvious to the rest of the world that it was going to happen. But man, the choices are really for to play outside or Trey Harris or Quentin Johnston. So yeah, the arrow's definitely pointed up for that young man. Yeah, and he was a little raw in college, but I love the talent. I think he could be really, really, really good out there.
Yeah, I love that you took him here, Chad. I think he's got probably the highest ceiling of remaining players outside of one, but that's just because of position. Otherwise, I think he's got an enormous ceiling. Jesse, what you got in 2-4?
Really hard. There's 3 players that I would take here. I'm not going to crack the seal on the second tier tight ends because I think I can get one later. It's tough. It's tough. I have generally gone, well, I'm going to do what I have done in drafts and go Jack Besh here. I just think he's going to be a great fit for that offense. They're going to line him up all over the field. He's, again, I talk about dirty work kind of guy. That's Jack Besh. I have a feeling that he is going to hit pretty early. Maybe not in a huge way, especially with some of the competition for targets with Bowers, Jacoby Myers, but there's really no number one, wide out there. So I just like it. I really like the film on Jack Besh. It was between him and Higgins. There's a lot more competition for targets in Houston. QB may be better, but maybe not.
I think for me, when there's 2 players that fall in line. Actually, there was 3 when not to bring him up again, but when Caleb Johnson was kind of getting disrespected a little bit in the beginning, he kind of fit into this too. But there's 2 players currently that I think are very, very underrated in this class, and it's Golden and Besh. And Besh, for me, I think if you watch him as a player, he's just solid all around. He's just everywhere. He's just solid. And I think he's going to fit that offense perfectly. I think there was a little bit of the, kind of reports coming out and, hypey reports on the other receiver that was drafted into the team. But Jack Besh he's a gamer. He's going to go out there and play, and I think he's going to be pretty productive this year.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, this leaves me perfect to piss everybody off and take my guy here. I'm going to take Kyle Williams, receiver for the Patriots. I had him at wide receiver 5 pre-draft. He's already a starting receiver for the Patriots, and training camp, and he's going to play opposite of Diggs at that point anyway. So I'm good. Let's lock and load. He's an NFL-ready receiver. They've already shown that they believe in him, so the size doesn't worry me. He's going to dominate targets in that offense. So I'm excited as heck to get him at 2.5 at this point.
Wow. Yeah, that's bold. That's bold. Somebody that was going in the third in every rookie draft that I did. So
He went late second, and I feel like almost everyone. But yeah, I would have him over Besh. I was trying to decide between Harris and Williams if they both made it to me.
Well, okay. So and Higgins isn't in that conversation for you.
No, I've had Higgins lower pre-draft, and then when he went, and I think he's a not as good Nico Collins. To go with Nico Collins is not what I wanted to see for his year one usage.
I think he's much different than Nico Collins, but let's let Mike pick first.
Yeah, no, didn't make it easier for me. So I'm gonna pick one of the few guys I did actually watch in college. But I'm gonna take Luther Burden here. I think landing spot is really kind of crappy, to be completely honest. But maybe talent wins out and he's able to go up there, and DJ Moore doesn't, I don't know, get his head out of his rear end and change his attitude or whatever happens. So again, not when we're talking mid seconds, I'm not huge on year one production. This is one I'd be willing to sit on because I think the talent's there. I mean, the speed that I saw when he played, like, he smoked the Aggies when I watch him. So he's got it all. He's just got to put it together. And new regime, they didn't bring in anybody else that was there, and he was the first wide receiver they did. So I'd be pretty excited about that.
Yeah. I'm a go before Jesse and Chad slander the pick because they slander the player all the time. I like it. I think he has the highest upside of any of the players remaining. Especially for the receiver position. Really, I mean, like you said, it's the first one Ben Johnson took at receiver. So it tells me that he has a plan for him. And obviously, even though they had two really talented receivers, he obviously felt they didn't have one for what Luther Burden could offer for that offense.
We weren't going to play a game tonight, and I wasn't going to give out any scores, but Mike, you just got a negative point.
Yeah, you've been wrong on him the whole time.
Love it.
It's okay.
All right, so let me make myself 100% clear on Luther Burden. He is on my do not draft list. He's on the Quentin Johnson / Kendry Miller Memorial do not draft this player list.
You're going to be wrong on Kendra too. Just FYI, he's just never been healthy and got stuck with Dennis Allen his first 2 years of his career. That's not his fault.
I get the same vibes from Kendry Miller as I get from Luther Burden. They're just talented players that can't figure it out. Probably don't have the drive that you're looking for. I don't know. I got to tell you, I'm out. I'm 100% out. Chad, what do you think?
Well, I think it's harsh to say that I've bashed Luther Burden. I've always said that his ceiling is very high because it is. He's a very raw, very gifted player. From a talent perspective, I just have doubts on whether he can put it all together in the NFL. And then on top of that, just the amount of talent on that team and that offense with a quarterback who I also have, pretty hefty doubts about putting it together in his sophomore season. So there's just so many question marks there for me. Is the talent, really flashy, really fun to watch? Could be really high end, sure, but I think he kind of paints the same picture that I saw with Traylon Burks coming out, where there's just gonna be a lot of design involved in order for him to see the production early. So I don't anticipate that happening. Therefore, I'm just probably not going to take him in rookie drafts where he's going. And maybe if he does struggle early, which I do anticipate, then I come in and grab a few shares up if I do see a little bit of that flash that I think can translate in later years.
Yeah, but we're talking 2 or 3 picks because I mean, he went middle second, dead middle, 2.6. I mean, you're not going to get him for a third. That's not going to happen. So you're going to give up.
Oh, I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, we've had plenty of players struggle, year one, year two, and drop significantly in value, and Luther Burden is not insulated from that. I mean, you can say it now because he's fresh and he's a rookie, but I mean, we've seen it happen plenty of times.
If he deals with injuries and stuff all year or something like that, or even if he just can't get on the field.
Or he just can't get on the field consistently. He's got really good players ahead of him. He's got Colston Loveland. He's got DJ Moore. He's got Roma Dunze. This is not like, he's in the running for a wide receiver one spot. Like he's a talented rookie who hasn't really been able to put it to. I mean, doesn't look like he's put together all the talent that he has and shown it on the field consistently. I just don't think that he's in the best situation for that to happen this year, especially if Caleb Williams continues to struggle, which I think is probably the most likely outcome.
The only player in this mold that, again, was on my do not draft list that has actually succeeded that I can see is Geenan Reed in recent years. So that if that's the path he takes, again, was a crowded room, and he shines, okay, but I see it as a low percentage chance.
Yeah. I just think he's the fourth most talented skill position player on that offense.
And it may be that DJ Moore moves on after this season. We'll see. That could...
Yeah, that could be big. That could be big. But if DJ Moore plays well, are they going to let him go?
No.
Right? So that's another part of the scenario, too. Sure. Rome is locked in there. He's not going anywhere. Right. If DJ Moore does play well, he's going to be locked in. If he doesn't play well, things start getting really interesting. Right.
And obviously Loveland's locked in there as well.
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't play well, you still have Komet, who is a proven good NFL receiving tight end.
Yeah. But let's say the quarterback does put it together, right? Let's say that I'm wrong and the quarterback puts it together and DJ Moore struggles or Loveland doesn't, look great right away, which I do think, he could, but let's say he doesn't, right? Because some tight ends just don't, or most tight ends just don't. And Luther Burden steps in and they prioritize him as part of the offense, then yeah, it could be really, really good. And that high end ceiling could be there because he's a really talented player, but it's just a lot going against him right now, in my opinion.
Well, Chad, right the wrong here then. Who should we have taken?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I went tight end already, so I was gonna go Mason Taylor, but I'm gonna go away from it. I'm gonna go Jaden Higgins, talented player. I think he's gonna be fighting for first team reps there, and I think he ultimately gets them. I do think that there are some similarities between him and Nico Collins, but I'm just betting on the talent. Higgins is a good player. He's a good player. He's gonna see the field, and I think that offense they are gonna throw the ball a lot. I think we see him bounce back a little bit with our CJ Stroud bounce back a little bit from what he was, doing last season. Maybe finds a middle ground between year one and year two. But if that's the case, then I anticipate a lot of good things for the wide receivers there, especially the first three. So.
Yeah, I'm surprised it took this long to get Jaden Higgins off the board. To me, Trey Harris,
Jack Besh over him.
What's that?
You took Jack Besh over him. That's the problem.
Well, he's in the same tier for me, so it was a tough decision. And you took Kyle Williams over him.
That's right. So. I'm gonna be right too. Watch.
Okay, guys, we're not doing this. Who's next?
That's the most fun. I love doing that.
I'm up.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I'm going to take another tight end. This is my boy Mason Taylor. Even though he's got a high ankle sprain, I just love the player. I love the profile coming out. He got drafted into a cursed organization, but I'm going to try to ignore that and just focus on the fact that Justin Fields was able to feed one wide receiver and one tight end in his one good year. So, I love the talent of Mason Taylor. It's a premium league. Really, the only thing going against him is the cursed organization, in my opinion, and the fact that they don't have a long-term quarterback yet.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. He should see year one usage.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think he's there. I think, the high ankle sprain sets him back, but he still has a good chance of being their day one starting pass catching tight end.
Cool. Well, I'll take the guy
Right,
that
Austin.
I thought about taking last pick, Tyler Shuck. We let him slide back to his pre Derek Carr retirement price point. Whether we like him or whether we don't is who knows. But I mean, at 2.9, you got to take a guy that could easily start his year one. Whether he's good or not, I have no idea. Probably not, if we're gonna be honest. But at 2.9, I'll take the quarterback and pray that I can at least get a first for him at some point.
I forgot he was there. To be honest with you, that's a great pick in that range.
I can't take him because I'm so fatigued on him. He's my most
latest I've seen him go.
Yeah. It was between him and Kyle Williams for me at the last pick. So
I think I have 10 Tyler Shuck shares.
Yeah, I have so many too.
Yeah.
I have so many too. I even traded like some 27 seconds for him, which was cool. So, playoff seconds. So I mean, I think some people are just tired of of hearing about him or anticipating the Saints being so bad that they're just kind of throwing shares around. But I've been able to get him quite a number of places.
But if he hits at all, man, just trade him away immediately for the profit.
Yeah, there's a good chance we see a quick profit chance because I mean they have Desmond Ridder and what's the guy's first name? Hayner. I can't remember his first name, but
is Ridder there?
Jake Hayner, yeah.
I thought.
Sorry, Spencer Rattler. Same thing.
Yeah, Rattler. Yeah,
same
Rattler.
Ritter and Rattler are kind of the same thing. You're right. Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
Josh,
I saw Rattler on Thursday Night Football last year. He was not it.
No, he's 0-6 and played like he was 0-6. Not like he was decent. It was a bad team. Like,
granted, he didn't have anybody to throw the football to besides Kamara,
true.
but
it's very true.
Isn't it crazy? Getting a little bit off topic here, but isn't it crazy just how elite of a prospect he was thought to be early on?
Yeah.
And where we are now.
I remember when he was one of the ones at Devi.
Yeah.
I mean, he got famous in high school.
That was my first Devi draft. He was like the 102.
I feel like it's
for this pick here, I'm really having trouble deciding who I want to pick. I want to take Terrence Ferguson, but I'll be talking about him a little bit later. So I think I'm going to be a little bold. I'm going to go Shador.
Ooh.
I think with the injuries to Pickett and what's his name, Gabriel, and Gabriel also just looking like dog shit.
What's his name?
I have a feeling their season. Here's what I see happening. Their season's going to be crap anyways. Everybody knows what Joe Flacco is. They're not going to be competing, and they're going to be calling. And you're going to get a chance to at least see whether he's good or not. And he could either inflate at that point to like a first, or maybe he could still, at least be worth an early second. So I feel like very late second round. Granted, I'm not one for taking fifth round rookie quarterbacks here usually, but I feel like he's more the exception to the rule. And I think he's kind of got his head on a little more straight post draft. He told his dad, "Don't come to my camp, don't come watch me."
Did he?
Whereas he went to go see Shiloh, but Shador said, "No, Dad, just let me do my thing," and he respected him for that. So, I think
didn't he say like he wasn't getting enough reps? He's like, "Don't come watch me. I'm not even throwing the ball," or something like that. I literally heard that, so I don't know if it's true or not.
I thought it. Oh, okay, maybe. But I don't know. At 210, I guess I'd take it here. Take it.
No, I like it. Bold, but I like it.
Well, Chad, what you got for your last pick here?
Oh man. So for my last pick, I'm gonna go Cam Scatterbo.
Can we let him slide further than I'd seen him in any draft?
Yeah. This is a little bit too far. Actually, I think it's right in line, basically where he probably should go.
Yeah. I agree.
But I like Cam Scatterbo as a player. I think he's a very interesting player. I don't like him as much as a lot of people like him, which feels kind of not fun to say as a Giants fan. I'm excited about him as a player just because the energy he brings and everything as a fan. But I don't see the high end NFL player that some people are trying to make him out to be, or project him as. I don't think he's going to beat out Tyrone Tracy, to be honest with you. And I thought that, and I just let all the talk get to me, I guess, because then I was like, man, maybe he will. Like, maybe he will beat out Tyrone Tracy, which sounded crazy to me during the draft process and pre-draft and post-draft. But all the chatter, I thought, man, where there's smoke, there must be fire. But then Jordan Renan, the former national ESPN reporter, now ESPN Giants beat reporter, one of the most respected, beat writers in the entire league. He was on a podcast the other day, and they asked him about Cam Scatabo, and they even phrased the question like, "Hey, I don't know who's going to win this job. Cam Scatabo's looking great. I know he just got injured, but how do you see the outlook of that position working out?" And Jordan completely dismissed it. He said, "This is not a competition. There is no competition. Cam Scatabo is not the starting running back. Tyrone Tracy is the starting running back." And this is like, he's hurt, but even if he wasn't hurt before injury, he was not getting first team reps. He just wasn't seeing the first team. He would get, scattered ones here and there when Tyrone Tracy would come out, to take a rest. But this is Tyrone Tracy's job. Cam Scatabo is here for, maybe third down role at best.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is he ahead of Singletary?
I'd imagine so, because Singletary didn't look good last year, but he's injured. So now who knows, right?
Okay. Yeah, I can't argue with it. I'm just glad it wasn't Michelle Tootin. So good job.
Well, who are you gonna not let?
Well, let me say one positive thing really quickly, just because I feel like I picked him and then I crapped all over him, and I'm a Giants fan. So really quickly, I know I mentioned his energy. I do like him as a player. I think that there's a chance that he is productive, at some point in his career if he's able to stay healthy. I just think this is the proper range for him. And maybe you do see like a little bit of a value bump if he does come in. And maybe Tyrone Tracy has the fumbling issues going into year 2 and gets that. Who knows, right? But yeah, it's all about opportunity at the end of the day.
All right, the player that I am not going to let pass to the third round, Dylan Sampson.
Ooh.
Yeah, so a player that I was very high on pre-draft. Leading up to the draft, I had him, I think I had him 6 or 7. Really, really high in a loaded running back class. Looks like he's got an opportunity. I don't know what's going to happen with Judkins. None of us do. Dylan Sampson, like I said, very talented back. I think he can take Jerome Ford's job eventually. And it's Dynasty. So, like I said, talented back, got an opportunity in a run-heavy offense. Not going to let it pass. You never know. He could just be the guy going forward.
Yeah, I'm interested to see his usage. I was reading about him, and Deuce Staley, the running back coach, said that he's going to be used a lot at receiver early on. Like he's actually working with the receivers coach during training camp. So
interesting, because he wasn't really used that way.
Yeah, that'll at least give him a good avenue for when Judkins does come back. He doesn't have to lose the ability to get touches if he's just going to be a bruiser like he was at Tennessee. So that is nice to hear. It gives him a good chance to at least sustain some value when the more superior running back comes back.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of speed, got a lot of ability. He could, break some long ones. And if he can carve out a role, like you said, if and when Judkins comes back with 212, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, for sure.
There are other guys that I considered here, but one of them I'm going to talk about in a minute here, so I didn't.
Cool. Well, I'll recap round 2. 2-1, Matthew Golden. 2-2, Jackson Dart. 3-3, 2-3, Trey Harris. 2-4, Jack Besh. 2-5, Kyle Williams. 2-6, Luther Burden. 2-7, Jaden Higgins. 2-8, Mason Taylor. 2-9, Tyler Shuck. 2-10, Shador Sanders. 2-11, Cam Scatterbo. And to round it out, Dylan Sampson at the 2-12.
Amazing job, guys. I want to congratulate everybody for not falling into the banana in the tailpipe, Jaden Blue or Bashal Tootin trap. So excellent job, guys. There's your mock draft for the evening.
That's what we like to hear.
Right on. Now that we just drafted all these rookies, let's plant some flags. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
All right. This is rookie flag plant. Chad, I want to know for Dynasty and redraft, who are you planting your flag on?
Yeah, so my my Dynasty pick was, who was my Dynasty pick?
Aronde Gadsden.
Aronde Gadsden. That's right. Aronde Gadsden. I couldn't remember if I picked him or Elijah Arroyo. But I think somebody else picked Arroyo, so I went Gadsden. I really like Gadsden as a raw player. I think that tight end room is his for the taking. Two guys in the room, two bodies, two warm fleshy bodies. And Gadsden is I don't even remember anymore. It's some Will Disley or some name like that. It's one of those kind of guys, or two of them to be exact. But I can't even remember
Will
who they
Disley
are. Is it Will Disley
and Tyler Conklin?
Tyler Conklin, that's right. Yeah.
And another Will Disley.
Yeah, another Will Disley. Two Will Disleys. I'm proud of myself on that one. So, I think he's an extremely talented player. It's just one of those, he's got to put it together at the next level, right? I wouldn't be surprised if they use him more in the mold of an X wide receiver on certain packages and have him is less of an inline tight end, but just use him more in the passing game consistently once he does find his footing. I'm really, really excited about Gadsden, especially where he's going in rookie drafts. I've been able to get him as late as like I don't know where he's going lately, but as late as like the 4th, 5th round of some drafts. So for me, that's like, taking candy from little babies. And then my redraft guy was
Amarian Hampton.
Amarian Hampton. That's right. That's right.
On that one.
I knew who it was. I just wanted you guys to say it.
Yeah, it's really hard. That's a really tough one.
Yeah, I had to think really long and hard about that one. But
that's what she said.
There's children. There's children.
There are children listening to the Jesse. Jeez.
So Amarian Hampton,
Allegedly.
like we can say, okay, that's a gimme, that's a toss up, but
that's a gimme, that's a toss up.
But listen here, right? I think Amarian Hampton has the chance to be top 5 running back this year, top 3 running back this year. Like, that's just how high I have him. I think he is league winner, even where he's being drafted, and not just in dynasty leagues, but in redraft. I think, you get him in some drafts going forward.
Sorry.
And you get him go. I don't even know what I was saying. So you get him going in at like 104, 105 areas. Sometimes he's going as early as 102. I still think that he's able to. There's the capability of outperforming Genty and becoming the RB1, RB2, RB3 in that kind of discussion with the top guys there in Gibson, Bijan. I think that highly of him. So, gosh, Jesse, you threw me off with that intro.
Don't get any money from anybody.
All right, Michael, who you got?
All right, so my Dynasty rookie flag plant is going to be Terrence Ferguson, who I almost took there at the end of the 2nd round, but wanted to add a little bit of spice there. But for Sean McVay and the Rams, right, this is the highest tight end he's drafted since he took Gerald Everett at 44 overall. Thurston went at 46. I feel like we kind of forget how early they went. But they've talked a lot about him, how compared him to Kelsey, Chris Cooley, right? I think, didn't McVay get his start as the tight ends coach in Washington back in the day? I think is where he was back with Mike Shanahan. So I really like that. I'm obviously lots of news this week about Matthew Stafford's back. Yes, that worries me a whole lot. It is kind of ironic that Devontae Adams absolutely detests, I think, Jimmy G, and Jimmy G might be throwing him the ball all season. But we're talking about Ferguson here, so I'm really excited about him just from a long-term dynasty perspective, especially when you can get him into the second, early third, for a second round tight end. I really like that. As far as redraft, I'm going to go homer pick, and I'm going to go RJ Harvey. And I've got a trivia question for you guys. Who are the 3 running backs that Sean Payton has drafted that have gone third round or earlier? They're all pretty common names.
Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram.
Yep, he was in the third round. Yep, Mark Ingram was in the first round. And
RJ Harvey.
Pierre.
Reggie.
Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush was the other one, right?
Bush,
and now
right.
adding RJ Harvey to the list, right? Estime, was a 5th round pick, and they can't stop talking about Harvey. So 5th on the depth chart, just for some context to you all that you're freaking out about that, don't. Bo Nix was 3rd on the depth chart last year.
That's
okay.
hazing. That's hazing
Bo
by
Nix.
Sean Payton.
It's just what he does. It means absolutely.
That's what it is.
It means absolutely nothing. Like,
Yeah,
right?
He's a vile
I guess
human
if
being. What do you expect?
Oh my God.
I mean, that's not a bad thing to do. Like, who cares? Like, at the end of the day, if I'm running with the ones, do I care what it says on an official depth chart? Like, no. If I go out week 1 and I get 50% of the snaps, do I care what the depth chart says? No. So I take that with a grain of salt. But even Vance Joseph said his, third down intelligence is elite for RJ Harvey, and I don't know. I really like that. I think he could have an Alvin Kamara-esque type of rookie season. I like to see that. So that's my redraft flag plan.
All right, Austin.
For Dynasty, I went a little chalky. Terry McMillan, I think he's going to be a top 5 wide receiver in Dynasty within the next 24 months. I just think he's going to get elite usage, and he has the skill set to thrive when he's seeing 8 to 12 targets a week. And he's an extremely good yak receiver, which is something that Carolina was last in the league in last year. So I think that'll help tremendously to be able to get somebody to throw those slants, to throw those quick outs, and actually do something with it. So I think we're going to see a tremendous gain there. And I already spoke about it, but for my redraft, it's Kyle Williams. I think for his value in redraft right now, he's going to smash ADP. You're going to be able to use him as a flex on more weeks than not.
The gall of this guy to talk about my Marion Hampton pick for redraft, and he goes with Tet for Dynasty.
At least I went homer.
All right, well, mine are at least both second, third round guys. I'm going Mason Taylor for reasons I listed earlier. I'm just love the guy's game, athletic profile, what film there was in college. I just think it's going to translate. The bloodlines, Jason Taylor's son. And then I was going to go Mason Taylor. Actually, I was going to also go him in redraft, but I think the high ankle sprain it's going to set him back. Any rookie that misses camp, especially at a complex position like tight end, it's going to set him back. So that'll probably linger into the regular season. I don't worry about it for dynasty purposes, but for redraft, probably not a great pick. I'm going to go with Arroyo. He was brought up earlier. That's the guy who I really wanted to take with 212, but knowing that I was going to talk about him in a little bit, it was very close with Sampson, so I went Sampson. But Arroyo, talk about athletic profile, and, well, I guess he didn't test as well as we thought he would, but, man, the film is amazing. What you have to worry about with him is injury. Knock on wood, so far so good. The guy looked so good in minicamp that they cut Noah Fant, right? So I do think that he's going to smash this year, at least to a 600-yard, 5-touchdown degree, which is great for a rookie tight end, and can be on your redraft roster. That's definitely a tight end too.
Yeah, he is listed as the tight end 1 in Seattle already. Which they have AJ Barner as the tight end too, so it's not like that's saying much. But
well,
still...
AJ Barner did get a little hype at some point, but a little hype.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's just because he was a rookie at one point.
Yeah, I think that's all it was.
And that's
really.
the extent of his talent.
And people have been sick of Noah Fant for years. All right, I guess that's it for our rookie flag plans. We'll put these in the Discord and we'll track them as the year goes on, and then we'll visit their dynasty value in the offseason. Maybe hand out some awards.
Cool.
Right on.
Get that point back.
Yeah, get back to 0, Mike.
And that's it for the regular portion of the show. Let's go into some overtime off the clock. What have you guys been doing with your time lately, gentlemen? When you're not working, when you're not with the family, what are you watching? Chad, why don't you let me? Oh, I'm sorry, Mike, go for it.
No, you're good. I was going to say I started watching SEC Any Given Saturday. Came out this week on Netflix. So it has an episode where it'll follow like basically 2 SEC teams during a portion of their season. I was really disappointed because the Aggies portion of their season was when they played the Longhorns. That was like one of the worst games ever. So I wish it would have been the LSU game.
This one?
Because that was lots of fun. Oh my gosh, points down. But yeah, no, it was a really good show just to kind of see the inside, hear a coach's talk, see how they do and run things. But yeah, good show.
Someone take the switchboard away from this guy.
There's so many buttons I can press to play that music, by the way. It's not just one. It's really annoying.
Like, have you seen the meme lately of the gecko thing that just slaps the button over and over? Like that's who Jesse is right now. With our trying.
Is the button red? Can you just not help yourself? Must press button.
So shiny. It says do not press on it. So I have to. Austin, what do you got?
I actually haven't watched much this week. There's a big collectible show this weekend, so I've been prepping for that. Honestly, about any given free time, I've been trying to get ready for that. So I haven't watched much, but I'm excited to watch football this weekend and where I can. So it's back, and I'm trying to watch as much as I can.
I watched the Eagles football. Chad, what do you got?
If you're going to talk Eagles during this section, we'll just cut it out.
Every section.
It's supposed to be off topic, sir.
You brought up football. Chad, what do you got?
Yeah, so I've been watching a show on Netflix called Untamed. It's like based in Yosemite National Park. There's like some murders and stuff going on. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, fun stuff. I like Yosemite a lot. I visited a few times and really enjoyed backpacking there and stuff. So it's fun being able to see it in a show that's pretty well shot and the nature scenes and everything. And the story's okay, acting's okay. But yeah, it's kind of cool.
Right on.
I know I probably didn't sell it, but
No, you definitely made me not want to watch it, to be honest.
Yeah, sounds like a waste of time.
I mean, I can look at my wallpapers if I need good scenery.
no, it's good. It's perfectly adequate so far.
You had to say it's 4 times before you can even say good. Like it's yeah, good. Yeah, we'll go with good.
No, it's fun. It's interesting. Watch it. Yeah, check it out.
Sure. The wife and I went to see Savannah Bananas play the firefighters. It was fun. It was a blast, actually. I've never seen somebody do a backflip while catching a fly ball before. I saw that 2 different people do that. They got this thing. Yeah, both of them.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, both teams had a center fielder that could do that. And then they do this thing where they'll pop on a fly ball, they'll pop it up to themselves and catch it. And the shortstop popped it up to the third baseman that caught it behind his back. That was cool. And also they mess these tricks up sometimes too, so that's fun to watch.
That's the best.
And it goes flying into the stands. So that was pretty cool.
It's so much fun watching more talented people fail at things.
Did you see the one do a backflip on like CNN and just completely faceplant?
No.
It was awesome. He was like on stage. He did to do backflip. Space Planet. It was pretty.
You didn't send that to us?
I like falls for some reason. Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
No, falls are great, man. Send that to the group
I
chat.
love falls.
A lot of home runs, a lot of well-timed home runs, which is interesting. I can tell you that they claim that it's a regulation baseball, but that sucker has a lot of bounce to it. Like you can see it when it hits grass, it looks like it's bouncing on AstroTurf.
Yeah. Do you believe in this as much as your NFL is scripted conspiracy or no?
I never said that.
I know. I'm just trying to paint you.
Oh my God, don't. No, I'm not one of those people.
I am.
My God. No, but it was fun. The only thing I would change is the constant Jock Jams music mixed with Katy Perry and Taylor Swift.
No, it's awesome.
Jams.
Yeah, well, nothing against that music, it's great, but it's just constantly blasting the whole time that they're playing. I mean, have like an
announcement. Went to a baseball game where one of the teams calls themselves Bananas. Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of your fault. You didn't expect Katy Perry to be there? Because I did.
It was a great time, though, and we saw it at Camden Yards, which is a national treasure, so anytime we get to go there, I love it. We live like 15 minutes away. All right, so I guess that's, is that all of us? No, I meant to do this.
Powered by Riverside.
Skip it.